For years, Bob Barker would end the Price is Right TV show with the tagline, "Help control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered." It was a decades-long campaign designed to prevent unwanted pets. There are also real health benefits, though, to having that procedure done for your pet. Veterinarian Dr. Rebekah Hartfield joins us this morning to explain. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So obviously, first and foremost, if you don't want to have a bunch of puppies or kittens, that to me would be the logical reason to get your pet spayed or neutered.
Absolutely. It is so important to spay and neuter your pet and talk to your veterinarian about when the time is right to do that, which we'll talk about later in this segment. But it's so important to get your cat or dog spayed or neutered.
So let's talk about the health benefits, because there are quite a few things that make a difference. I mean, it's not just the prevention of multiple litters year after year, but there are also some serious complications. So let's talk about this. First of all, it can prevent serious life-threatening conditions. Explain that.
So one of the main life-threatening conditions that I see at my urgent care and at my regular clinic during the week here in Holdenville is what's called a pyometra, which means infected uterus. So dogs and cats that are left intact, so still have their uterus, can develop an infected uterus. And this can be life-threatening very quickly. Just a few weeks ago, saw a patient that hadn't been eating for several days, had a nasty discharge, a nasty odor. Come to find out, it did have an infected uterus, and that was emergency surgery right away to spay that dog. And so, but sometimes they don't bring them soon enough to us. They can actually, that uterus can rupture, they can become septic, and those patients can die.
Let's talk a little bit about it also reduces the risk of basically breast tumors.
Yes. So this is also really important, especially in cats. Cats that have their first heat cycle, their chances of having mammary cancer increases significantly every single time they have a heat cycle. And it can get really bad really quickly. Again, just last week, I had a dog present for possible mastitis, inflammation of the mammary glands, and come to find out it was mammary cancer. That dog was still intact, still had her ovaries, and it was causing her to have mammary gland tumors. And so we had to actually take out all of her mammary glands and spay her at the same time. And when we spayed her, we actually found ovarian cancer as well.
Wow.
So all of this could have been prevented much sooner if we had just spayed our pet much sooner.
Well, obviously, besides the unwanted litters, this also apparently improves behavior and lifestyle for some of your animals.
It can. So, your pet, when they're in heat, or if you have a male that's intact, they're going to roam. They're going to try to get out of your yard. And so this is obviously not fun to go chasing your pet around town trying to find it. So it can definitely improve that behavior. One concern that I do hear from clients a lot is, my pet is going to gain weight. Well, have a conversation with your veterinarian about that. Maybe we need to figure out a good nutrition plan for your pet. That way they won't gain weight after their procedure.
And there's also a long-term benefit, of course, to make sure that they live a long and healthy life, because they're avoiding some of these issues.
For sure. So we want to make sure that your pet lives long and healthy life. And so avoiding a pyometra, avoiding unnecessary litters, avoiding some of these different types of cancers is really important to spay early. Now, there are some studies that show in larger breed dogs, leaving them intact is actually beneficial for their bones and for their joints. So definitely have that conversation with your veterinarian on when the best time to spay or neuter your pet is.
Talk to us about the cost.
So the cost really can vary. Location, where you're at, what that clinic offers. And so the really great thing is that so many different clinics offer discount spays and neuters. My clinic in Manford offers discount spays and neuters every Saturday. For sure till the end of this year, we want to help our community as much as possible, and that's one way we can do that. But reach out to your local veterinarian and find out what their cost is, or there's different organizations that you can apply for to get help.
And how long does the procedure usually last, and recovery time?
So the procedure is a relatively routine, simple procedure for a For a cat, maybe just a few minutes, but for a big dog, maybe 30 to 45 minutes procedure time. And then recovery, I always tell people no running, jumping, playing for at least 7 to 10 days to make sure that we heal appropriately and that we don't tear those stitches out.
Yeah, we got to make sure that they get healed up nicely so that they can navigate. All right, thanks for being here. We would also like to let folks know, if you want more information, you can check out her website. It is www.drhartfield.com.